Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to the channel. This is Red Dissection, and Alhamdulillah, we are reviewing the FA Cup final victory for Manchester United against Manchester City. Manchester is and will always be red. A stupendous performance by the players on the day. Manchester City were really never in it. They look lethargic, they look tired, they look out of ideas. Pep Guardiola himself looked flummoxed, and Manchester United, every player involved gave their all. Even the likes of Rashford and Bruno, they brought their 100%, even though the quality wasn't there always, but they produced enough quality deservedly win this match and win the FA Cup. And by that, to a degree, avenged the loss in the final last year, which led to City getting its treble. United dominated the first half. They had the better chances. They scored two, could have scored more. City didn't create anything, literally. They had no danger. They had no devilment. United back four, the settled back four of last year, apart from Shaw, Diogo Dalot, Wan-Bissaka playing in his favorite right back position. Varane and Martinez were all stellar. They played their best. And in midfield, we have the likes of AMRABAT doing what he's been doing for the last month or so. The likes of Bruno and McTominay up top, providing that teeth up front, especially McTominay holding the ball and Bruno playing that false nine, being involved, being judicious with the use of the ball, and also the two wingers, both Rashford and Garnacho, even though they lacked the quality on the ball, but they were always trying their best, trying to close up space, especially backward pressing, like Dalot told in one of the interviews, and they closed the gaps and really didn't provide any grass for City to run into. Certainly, Kobe Menu, who cannot be left out, the man of the match, officially the man of the match, though I probably give it to Amrabat, but rising to the top in a tough match, in a tough fixture. And this could be starting off with something great in Menu, and we just hope that he can bring this kind of composure. The way he took his goal was wonderful. His play in midfield, his composure on the ball was excellent, and a great performance for Manchester United and also the manager Eric Ten Hag. Coming to statistics, City had 3/4 of the possession, but really didn't create anything. The shots on goal, on target, were similar. Only danger they got were from long range, especially from Walker. His two shots that Onana saved spectacularly, especially the first one. Haaland had a good strike, only chance he had throughout the match, but hit the crossbar with that. And another chance for Alvarez, who came on in for De Bruyne, who was silenced throughout the match and throughout the stay on the pitch. Coming to player rating, starting with Onana, apart from the mistake for the first goal, which was his mistake, a blunder, a snafu, just like he did against Leroy Sané in Champions League. And I think he's a problem getting down to low shots, and he concedes a lot of them, especially near the corners and especially near the post, where I think he's slightly afraid to go down. But apart from that, he made a couple of great saves. Overall, mid-performance from Onana. Wan-Bissaka was excellent, especially against Doku. The second half, City were always attacking from his side. Doku was the only outlet they had, but Wan-Bissaka never let him go on the outside. Obviously, he scored on the inside, but that was down to Garnacho not sticking with him. Over a great performance from Wan-Bissaka. Varane was stellar, really stupendous, a mountain at the back. Haaland had nothing to feed on to. I mean, Varane and even Martinez were excellent, both on and off the ball. A great performance for Varane. A perfect sending off, which should never be. I think he can easily play for a couple of more years at this level. For his last appearance in Manchester United colours, it was an excellent send-off. Martinez again, the rock at the back, really the touch, the class. His use of the ball. Even Guardiola had to hail him as one of the 5 best defenders in the world. I think on the ball, he's probably the best. He's so composed, and he's a different beast for any other player we have. And he gives a dimension that we severely lack when he's not on the pitch. When he's fit and when he's protected with the likes of Amrabat and a fast sweeper like Varane, I think he's an excellent option, and he had a great match in the final. Diogo Dalot continuing his great vein of form this season. He's been so consistent. And even in this match against the likes of Bernardo Silva, he kept him quiet. He pocketed him completely. Bernardo Silva would have been my man to watch for City, because he just he just gives them so much control. Just like Grealish on the other flank. Silva had nothing going on for him in this match against Dalot, and Dalot, even on the ball, was threatening. His use of the ball, his composure on the ball was excellent. A great performance from Dalot. The midfield maestro, Sofian Amrabat. I mean, what can you say? He was like a wet blanket against Foden. Didn't give him any space. Foden didn't even have a single noteworthy kick in the match. I mean, Amrabat had a complete control over. He put him under lock and key, and he was completely dominating Foden. He's a simple player in possession. He gets the ball, just moves it on, holds on to it slightly. if you think that he can invite pressure and then pass through that initial pressure. I thought he was excellent. His sweeping was excellent, especially special commendation for the last 15 minutes when he was the one who was supporting Aaron Bissaka. I thought his hard tackling form was reminiscent of his performance for Morocco in the World Cup, and I think he should stay. We should definitely keep him and give him a proper opportunity. I think we'll get more performances after we get him through a proper preseason. Kobe Meno, excellent, stellar, stupendous, scintillating performance. Great finish for the second goal. But overall, I thought his poise on the ball is so reminiscent of someone like Luka Modric. Obviously, he can glide through the midfield like Modric does. His use of the ball is also excellent. Certainly, those small passes from outside of his boot, reminiscent of Modric again. Obviously, there is no comparison at this moment, but he's producing performances at the highest level in the toughest of matches when it counts, and he is delivering. And this final, I think, this performance and this goal will certainly give him a boost of confidence that I like to see him channel into the Euros and then come back to United and continue this great form next season. Garnacho was playing on the right hand side. Obviously, I wanted Amad to start, but Garnacho did his best in terms of trying, always running, a hard runner. He's always a hard runner, really relentless in pursuit. Really troubled Guardiola in terms of always running, trying to run behind him, and he was our best outfielder apart from Rashford. I think for the goal, he made a wonderful run, and Dalo found him. Obviously, Guardiola had it under cover, but obviously he made the mistake. But I think Garnacho pressured him, so he was forced into committing that mistake. Obviously, his finish was a simple finish, but he did well not to choke at this moment. And even throughout the match, I thought he was less wasteful than he usually is. He was trying to pass the ball for the second move. Also, he was the one who passed it to Bruno, who gave a wonderful assist to Kobe Menu. So a great game from Garnacho. Bruno Fernandes, excellent, playing as a false nine. What I liked about him was his structural discipline. I mean, he is one of those petulant players who tries to do everything on his own time. But I thought there was a method to his madness this time around. He was composed, he was restrained. His use of the ball was better. Obviously, he still made some inexplicable, wasteful decisions with the ball in possession. But overall, I thought it was a commanding performance from a captain who truly played like a captain today, and he deserves to lift that trophy for Manchester United. Marcus Rashford, I thought he did his best, whatever's left of it. I thought his emotion at the end when he was crying, teary-eyed, I thought that was genuine. He has gotten a lot of abuse with a lot of deserved criticism, but I think he is an individual in the end, and you could see the emotion on his face at the end. If it is to be his final appearance, I think he'll be happy with his output and, of course, getting the victory and getting that FA Cup. I think it's a good way to close this chapter for Manchester United as well as for the player. I think he needs to get a move, and it's a perfect way to part ways and say goodbyes to each other. McTominay was again, I think he was a thorn in the City's defense. I think all the long balls from Onana were getting to him, and he was holding the ball up. He was heading it on. Obviously, not always the most accomplished with possession and the first touch. He was lacking sometimes, but I thought it was a much better performance for him. I think over the last couple of matches, he has gone into this role. He's showed a level of experience that probably Haaland lacks, and he has troubled defenses. And I thought even in this match he was excellent with his hold up. Obviously, on the ball, he still lacks quality. We have to give credit that Ten Hag has found something in him that he didn't know that he could deliver in a position that obviously he's played as a youth player, but certainly playing at this level against the best team in the world was a good performance from McTominay. Evans came in for Martinez in the second half. Again, composed on the ball. I think he deserves this trophy. Getting back into the club at his age, at this stage of his career, I thought he's done well. Obviously, we don't need to keep him, but I thought he brought composure, brought sturdiness at the back. Obviously, with his height and his physicality, he's a great foil for someone like Varane, who's quick. So a good performance for Evans. Haaland again was nuisance. I thought he brought an outlet for us that we required because we was getting deeper and deeper with our defense and was camped around the box. Even in the last minute, his move and latching onto the free ball behind the defense and then giving us that impetus and giving us a space and giving us the advance for that 30-40 yards, then earning the free kick to really finish off the match was excellent. So he's gotten few goals recently, and he's come off the bench looking refreshed. Inshallah, he gets a good preseason and then comes back. I still don't think that he's ready for the first team, but as a bench player, I think he can contribute definitely, like he has done for the last 3-4 matches. Lindelof came in for Garnacho, just closing shop. It was an all-out defensive attempt at that point, just keep them out. They already scored that first goal, so we were just trying to keep the shutters on and not give them any opportunity to get a free shot as a goal. And I thought he did well when he came on. Mount came in on for McTominay. I would have liked to see Ahmad coming on, but it was very clear that if we were in a place where we needed to get that goal, City were still trailing. I never imagined Eric Ten Hag bringing on Ahmad, because he only brings on attacking players when he needs a goal, when we are either drawing or if we are lagging behind. But I thought Mount didn't have anything to do at that point. He stuck to his position, didn't give us anything special. Just give him a decent score, because there was nothing that I could mark him on. So just congratulate him on getting a winners medal without actually playing for Manchester in this FA Cup campaign. I think it's a fitting way to say your goodbyes to someone like Eric Ten Hag. He's won 2 trophies in 2 seasons, which would have been enough if there was considerable change in the way we're playing. Obviously, he's come out with some explanations, some justifications after winning. Obviously, injuries is a thing that he hangs his hat on, and it's an excuse that he'll run home with. But he has said that the squad isn't good enough, and the way he wants to play attacking enterprising football, he needs more player. He has never said those words for the last couple of seasons that openly. Obviously, he knows that he might be out of the door, so now he's being open about it and being brave with his words. And the way he said that he needs actual players who are good enough, even he compared his team to his previous Ajax teams and the squad. He's exposed United and the hierarchy to a degree that we haven't invested enough in good quality players. But to be honest, it's like shirking your own responsibility. The players he's brought in, the likes of Anthony, haven't been good enough. That's his choice. The players, good players he's brought in, like AMRABAT and getting back Ahmad on the Sunderland loan, he hasn't given them any opportunity, proper crack at the team, proper crack in first team. I think he's dragged that on and only really played them in last 3 or 4 matches. I thought he had a golden opportunity when Ahmad and Amrabat were fit, especially around Christmas and New Year, and the players like Rashford and Garnacho were really out of form. Even Casemiro was injured. I thought that was an opportunity to give them, a string of matches to show their medal and to prove that they are good enough. I thought he missed that opportunity. I think looking back, he's just not been good enough for this club, and certainly going forward, we need a change. So the curtain is drawn on the season. A terrible, terrible season with a good end, a perfect end to be honest. Beating City, avenging their loss in the FA Cup final last year, and then winning it in style, playing good football. I thought our play in the first half was excellent. Our resolve and steel in the second half was excellent. I thought players like Amrabat, Menu have certainly shown that they are their signs for this team to be confident about if we are able to maintain that core. Obviously, there are a number of players who have to be moved on. Obviously, likes of Varane going, Casemiro has to be moved on, Rashford has to be moved on. Bruno, I think he can stay because to be honest, we lack leaders and we need somebody who can bring everybody together. He's somebody who's well liked in the squad, and on his day he can produce, though he'll need to change and he'll need proper coaching and structural discipline like he showed in last couple of matches. So I don't think in the long run we should keep somebody like Bruno, but for the next couple of seasons, if we bring actual quality and a manager who has a vision to keep ball, keep possession, and play progressive football with the ball, not just without the ball. I think that could be a good starting point. For Eric Ten Hag, we need to congratulate him, give him his thanks for delivering 2 cups in two years. It's been slightly out of accident, not really by design, but we have to give kudos, beating City and actually defeating Guardiola tactically as well. I thought that was excellent. And obviously, he is a good coach, but he hasn't shown that enough at Manchester United. And probably this club, this stage is probably too big for him. Obviously, if we had Qatar and we had open checkbook, then we could actually incur losses and not be too worried about those. But with the likes of Glazers and Jim Glazer, I think the margin for error is too small. I don't think we're gonna spend big. We need proper coach, not just a manager at this stage of our reconstruction. Someone like De Zerbi could be a good shout, but a proper coach has to be the first change we see at Old Trafford in the summer. So with this, we wrap up our first season as well at this channel. I have to thank all my subscribers and viewers for their support, for their likes, for their comments. Inshallah, we'll try and get better in the next season. We'll take a break for almost a month, and we'll return re-energized, revitalized, probably in the transfer window in the thick of it, and probably come up with shows for covering those transfer rumors, and then build up to the next season, hopefully, which will be better, a lot better than this one. Please join us for that. Until then, take care. Do go. Pray for Palestinians, all the oppressed people all across the globe. So until then, Assalamu alaikum.